Today's session will be on lookup formulas. First, let's understand what is this lookup formulas, and then we'll proceed with the formulas what we have here. Lookup means searching, looking for something, and based on that, we have to get the alternative value for that. Say, for example, if I'm looking for this ID, so in this ID, so I should get for this ID some, say values for this based on this ID. So in lookups, we have 5 different functions. So let's see what are those. I'll just mention it here. Say we look up, then Hlookup. Then we have index, then offset. Why I've separated these two and these two is these two work similarly and these two will work similarly. Apart from this, I have one more function, that is match. These 4 functions what you have, this will help me in looking for a value, and this one will give me the index number. So here I'll say output will be value, this also will be value, this also will be value, but this one will give me the index number, the output what we get. The input will be like this. To get this output, the input will be value, this will be value. Here I'll have index number. Index number, I mean it can be row and column both. So for match, the input will be value. So if you understand this, lookup function will be very easy. VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP will take the value as input and give the output as value. Index and offset will take index numbers as input and give me the output as value. Match will take input as value and give me the index number. It can be a row index number or column index number. While looking, this will take array, or we can call it as table. Same thing applies to this as well, HLOOKUP. For index again, it will be array, that is table. But for offset, it will be reference. For match again, it will be array. But when you say this array can be either one row, multiple columns, or one column with multiple rows. So it cannot be a complete table. It can be either one column with multiple rows or one row with multiple columns. So it will be like multiple columns, one column with multiple rows and one row with multiple columns. Right. Let's understand this VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP first. VLOOKUP means vertical lookup. HLOOKUP means horizontal lookup. When I say VLOOKUP, that means I'm trying to look for a value vertically, that is top to bottom. When I say HLOOKUP, I'm trying to look for a value horizontal, this way. We'll discuss about this index and offset later. First, we'll understand this HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. Let's go back to our examples here. Let's go to this VLOOKUP. Assuming that I have a table here, and I have one more table here wherein I have all the data of the employees.
Adi, could you just zoom out, please? We are unable to see the entire table.
Now?
Ronald, no, now it's too much out here. It's perfect, but it's too much out. You can zoom in more.
So it's exactly for the screen. I mean, it's full screen now. Let me just see. 1 minute. Let me see. I think it should
That's
be.
fine. That's perfect.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to show you zoomed like this because just to show the formula. Later on, I was just trying to show you the table. But if you think that no, this is fine, then I'll keep it as is like this. So let's make it as A001. Fine. First, let's understand the table array what we have from where we are looking for this value. So I have a table here with employee IDs from 001 to 040. Now I want the details in name, department, earnings, and say region out of this table based on this ID. So I have this employee ID. Whatever employee ID I'm giving here, I should get the result of the column names what I'm giving here. That is the fields whatever is mentioned here. One way is I can copy and paste this. Say E001. I'll copy this and I can paste it here like this manually. I can go here, copy this, and I can paste it here. Same thing I can do for all other fields. But what will happen is, if it is one time, it is fine. But what if I change this to 10 now? This will not change. Again, I have to go and do it manually. Suppose if you have any requirement like this, say, if I change the ID here, I should get all the other values to be changed. Then I'll be using this lookup functions. That means based on an input, I should get the output of the lookup values or say the lookup index numbers. Let me delete this. Now when I'm looking for a value vertically like this from top to bottom. Now if you see this, I have the IDs vertically like this, top to bottom like this. So if you have any values like this, then I have to use VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP means vertical lookup. Now I want to get the name based on the employee ID what I've mentioned here. Now what I'll do, I'll say equals VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP functions or say any other lookup functions are not at all difficult or complex. Let's say VLOOKUP. First it asks for lookup value. The lookup value is the first parameter and lookup value is this one. When I say lookup value, that means what am I actually looking? What is the value that I'm looking for? So this is that value. Now I'll make it absolute. The reason why I make it absolute is the same value based on this value I'm trying to look for other values as well. I'll say comma. It asks for table array. The table array is where am I looking? I'm looking in this table. Now when I'm selecting this table array, few things you should actually keep in mind. The lookup value what you're looking should be in the first column of the table array what you select. That means when I'm searching for this employee ID, make sure that this employee ID I'm looking will be in the first column of the table what I'm selecting here. That is the array what I'm selecting here. If I'm selecting from here, still the lookup formula works, but I'll not get the result because it will try to search E010 in this column. That is I've selected from here. So let me select from here. You can select till bottom like this, the whole table array and make it fixed, because if I'm copying this towards my right hand side, this B11 to G51 can become C11 to H51. That means it will move the address. So for that I should have a fixed table array and I'll say comma. When I say comma, it asks for the column index number. The column index number is the name, the field what I'm looking is in which field of the table array. As of now, I'll just show you manually and then I'll tell you how to make it dynamic. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 columns. Each column will be numbered. Say, first, where am I select wherever I'm selecting, that will be 1. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Since name is in second column, I'll say 2, comma. Then I'll ask for approximate match or exact match. Give always exact match so that I'll get the exact results. If I make it approximate match, what it will do is if it will not find the values, it will go and it will take the approximate value and then it will be giving me the output. Either I can use false or I'll use 0. Say close bracket and I'll say enter. Now if I say E010, if you go and check this, see, I'll get this guy's name, Trevor Johnson. Let me change this to E001. See, I'll get this guy. Change anything. Say, okay. The same thing has to be done for other columns as well. You can just drag it like this, copy and paste anything. Now I'm getting this same result. The reason is the column number what I mentioned here is 2, and everywhere I'm getting the second column's result here. Now I need to get the department. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go here. I'll make it 5. Say enter. Earnings, that is salary. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll go here. I'll make it 6. Then region. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm doing now is manual. So that is I'm counting and then I'm changing the values. Let's go here. I'll say 0, 5. See, automatically I'm getting the result. But I don't want this to be like always keep counting and then giving the column index number. So how will I make this dynamic? So for that, what I'll do is I have something called as match here. Let's go and click on this. Sorry. Here I have put the same table here. So what I'll do, instead of again going and doing it here, I'll show you this match here only. First, let me explain what this match will do. Match will give me the index number. If you go and see this table what you've created, see, match will take the input as value and then give the index number as output. And we also saw the array should have one row, multiple columns, one column, multiple rows. Let's go back. Now let's take the column index number of this name, department, earnings, and region. Because here we're taking this column index number. So what I'll do, I'll say equals match. Just use this match. It asks for lookup value. Now I need the column index number for this name, comma. Lookup array will be where should I get this column index number? I will select this. I told you, see, one row, multiple columns. I cannot select a table like this. I should select one row, multiple columns like this, and I'll say F4, comma. Now it will ask for the exact match. Select this 0 and close the bracket and say enter. See, center like this. See, for name, this gives me the column index number. But I'm using this match. I mentioned here the output saying that it will give me the index number. I've taken this as a value input. This is a value. The output is index number. Now what index number I've got is the column index number. Let me copy this towards my right hand side and say name is in second column, department is in fifth column. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, the salary, that is earnings, this gives me 6 and region is 4. Let's change the column name here. I'll make this as region and this one as earnings and this one is name and department. You can see the index number is changing. Now what I'll see, if you see this, the heading and the data what is there here is not matching because I changed the heading here. To make it dynamic, I will remove this 2, which is the index number what I've taken, and I'll refer this index number which you got by match function. Say enter. Now copy this towards my right hand side. So what will happen is, depending on the dynamic value, the index number what I'm getting based on match, that will be referred here. And if I just change this heading, this index number will change. And since I'm referring that in my formula here, this also will change. So this is how you can combine the function and then do it. This is lookup, that is VLOOKUP, and using match. Fine. Let's go to one more example of VLOOKUP. In this table, I have one template where I need to get the previous year and the current year data. I have the products and I have the region, and I need to get this table to be filled or say get updated based on another raw data which I've kept it in my right hand side. So this is the raw data table wherein I have the products with region and the previous year data and the current year data. Now I need very few products with their regions and I need to update this template. Now let's go and see what all the products we have. Say I have this aniseeds and for north. If you want to get the value from here, see I have 4 aniseeds. In VLOOKUP, there is one problem actually. What is that? Let's go to our first example. Here, suppose I have a duplicate value. Say I have this E005 twice, E005 and E005 here. If I have a duplicate value, so what it will do is, since it is VLOOKUP, that is it is searching from top to bottom like this, it will take the first occurrence, that is once it finds the first value, it will take that value and it will come out. It will not go further. Now if you say this in the previously, this was giving me this result, that is Roger Williams and this details whatever was there. But when I change this ID to E005, it is giving me the first occurrence like this. Let me change this to 1. Again, the values will get changed here because it is trying to find E005. Now the E005 value is here and it is giving me the result. So in this case, if I go and check the data, I have the products repeated 4 times. If I'm using this VLOOKUP for this value and try to take the value, this will give me previous year and current year data, but it will always give me this value only because it is finding this aniseeds in the beginning only. But what I need is the product with this region north. That means I should get this value. The value what is there for aniseeds north, I should get this value in this template. So if you find or say if you come across these kind of situations, this kind of data, and I need to extract the data, so what I have to do is you have to combine these two columns and make it unique. That means you should not have duplicates. So what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll say equals this value ampersand. In the previous session, in the text functions, we saw how to combine the columns, that is sorry, how to combine the cells. And I can give one separator and I'll take this east, sorry, ampersand east. I'm just trying to combine these two columns. I gave this one pipe symbol so that I'll know that these are two different columns here. Let me drag it down. I made the combination of it, that is the product and region. And if you go and check this, see aniseeds east, aniseeds north, aniseeds south, and aniseeds west. These 4 values what you see here, they're all unique now. Now let's go to the template, that is where we need to update the data. Here also I'll say ampersand, same combination I have to give here, say enter. Now if you see this, I have this aniseeds north here and I have the same value here. I'll double click or say drag it, copy down, see I'll get this product and region combined and one column here. Now let's go here, I'll say equals VLOOKUP of this value, and now I have to fix only the column because this column value whatever is there, when I'm copying this to this current year, the column name should not change, but when I'm copying this down, the address what is there, row number should change. That means I'll make it VLOOKUP of B8 comma, the table array will be this, say F4. I'll fix the table array, say comma, then I'll go here. I need to take this previous year data, so this table previous year will be 1 2 3 4, say 4 comma 0, enter. I'm getting this 17,975. If you go and check this Aniseeds North, the previous year data, I'm getting 17,975, which is coming properly now. Let's go here. I'll copy this towards my right hand side and I'll change this to 5 and then update this entire table. Randomly, if you want, you can go and check. Say I'll go here. I'll say Lavender North should be 13,839. Let's go and check. Say Lavender North, see 13,839. So randomly, if you want, you can go and you can QC that, QC the values, and then you can get the results like this. This is VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP means vertical lookup. I have a value, check that in the table array vertically, and then get the result. Next one is HLOOKUP. HLOOKUP is similar to VLOOKUP, but what it will do here, it will take the input as value, give the output as value, but where it look in a table array, but this will search horizontally. Horizontally means like this. Vertical means like this. So you have to decide whether I should use VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP based on the search what I'm doing. In the first example, I was searching for employee ID top to bottom. But if you see this, I'm trying to search excuse me, I'm trying to search quarter which is aligned horizontally. Now what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll write the formula H lookup. In VLOOKUP, I told you the lookup value should always be in the first column. Similarly, in HLOOKUP, the lookup value in the table array should be in the first row. Let's take the lookup value, which is quarter. Let's say F4, comma. Then I have this table array. Let me select this table array and say F4. That means I fixed it so that the reference will not change when I'm copying this towards my other cells, comma. Now it will ask for row index number, wherein in VLOOKUP it was asking for column index number. When I say row index number, say I need this for overhead, I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means I need the fifth row, I'll say 5, comma 0. And I'll say enter. Let's go and check the quarter 4 overhead is $3,520, which is coming here. Let me copy this towards my right hand side. Net profit, say from here, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll change this to 8. Next, I have this net profit. I'll go here. I'll change this to percentage. Fine. Let me change this to quarter 1. See, I'm getting this 7,500, then 10,500 as net profit, and percentage as 21%. Here as well, I can use match. Now the match, if you want to use, see, it is in vertical values, that is one column, multiple rows. So how to use match? I'll go here, say equals match of this value, comma, and I'll select this table. Let's fix this, comma 0, enter. See, it's in fifth row. Now what I'm getting here is the row index number. In the previous example, I used this match, but I was trying to get the value for the column index number, say name or earnings or name or department. But in this case, I'm trying to look for the row index number here. Let me drag it. It is asking for net profit, see, taking 8, then profit percentage 9. You can remove this 5 and you can refer this cell. Right. Let me copy this towards my right hand side. Now let's change this. Let's say I'll give as total sales. See, automatically I'll get this value because the row index number is changing here because of that match. Change anything, I'll go here, I'll say gross profit. So any value, whatever I'm giving here, so based on this match value, that is the index number here, this value also will get changed. Next, this match, we saw this. So this is another example, that is just to get the row number. So we used here only the same thing. I can do it here also. Just if you want to find the row number, say E001 is in which row number, you can just say match. This is one simple example, that's it, comma. So within this row, F4, comma 0. See, E001 is in second row. Let me copy this down. So you change this to anything, say 10. See, automatically this will get changed. So match is used for getting the index number. Fine. Let's go to index and offset. Let's come to our table here. The index and offset. These functions actually confuse sometimes, but I'll tell you one by one how actually this can be easily worked out. The purpose of these four functions are same. The output is value, but the input will actually change. Whenever I feel that there are some values, based on a value I should get the output, then I'll directly go to this lookup function, that is VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. I don't know the value. I have the index number, whether it can be row index number or column index number. Then I'll go to either index or offset. Let's go back and check how this will work. Let's assume I want the employee ID and the employee name based on their rank, or say some index number, whatever. When I say 3, that means I want third index value. That is the third record, whatever is there in this table. That means E003, and I'll get this value. In this case, even if it is duplicated, let's say I'll have the same value here, say same ID here, E003, I don't have to bother, because here it is not looking based on value. It is based on the rank or say index number. When I say 3 here, say 1, 2, 3, it will take this value. Then column 1, column 2, column 3, it will give me the value based on the column number. Let's go and see. Equals index of, it lasts for the array. So you have to decide from where the array has to start. If I am starting from here with heading, so this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. Instead, I can start from here. That means this will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So from wherever you start the table, that is the array, from there the index number starts. Now I'm trying to select this. That means the index number is starting from here. The array can be either single, say column, or multiple column, multiple rows, or whatever. Let me select the entire table. I'll make it fixed, that is absolute, comma. It lasts for the row number. The row number is this. That means 1, 2, 3. Say I will select this as my reference. I'll fix the column, comma. I'll say 1. 1 is nothing but the column number, the employee ID, first column. Say enter. It is giving me this result. Let me copy towards my right hand side, and I'll change this 1 to 2 here. See, though I have duplicate value here, I'm still getting this result. If I was looking based on this employee ID, then I would have got only this result. Let me copy this down. I'll get the result. Now you change this to 1. See, I'm getting this result. Change this to 25. See, it will give me the 25th element, that is index number value here. This is index. Let's go to offset. When I say offset, It is very similar to index. Index, offset, both work similarly, but slight changes are there. I'll tell you what is that. I have mentioned here the offset and index will take index number, that it can be row index number and column index number, and give the output as value. But the lookup array, whatever is there, if you can see here, index will take the entire table, that is the array, but offset will take this reference. What is this reference? I'll show you. Now I'll say equals offset. If you can see, it will ask for reference. This reference is nothing but the reference point. So I'll go here. I will select any point, any cell. Let me select this. Whichever cell I'm taking as a reference, that will have the index number of a row and index number of the column, and the index starts from 0. Say row number 0, column number 0. That means I have selected this F7. Let me just enable the headings. Equals offset. I'll take this as my reference. Now F7 is my reference. Let me fix this. I'll make it F4 and fix this, that is absolute. The row number of this will be 0 and the column number of this will be 0. The row is like this and column is like this, comma, class row index number. Now let's say I want the row index number 1. When I mention it as 1, that means it will take the value like this, say 0, that is row number 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But index function, the index starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in offset, the index number starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you can see, I have not taken the complete table array. I've just taken only one reference. So from this reference point, if I say I want fifth row, say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll select this cell. I'll make it F4, comma. Now I want employee ID. I cannot say column number 1. The column index number for offset, it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes on. Let me make it as 0. I'll close the bracket and I'll say enter. See, I'll get this E001. Here as well, it is not bothered about the duplicate values. Now I want this value. I'll go and change this to 3. See, it still says E001. Let me copy towards my right hand side. That's the name. And here I'll make it as 1. That is, the reference is here. So 0 and 1. Say enter. See, it will give me this value. Let me go here and I'll make it as 1. Say enter. See, I'll get this value. Let me copy this down. So based on the index number, I'll get the result. Now people will keep asking me, saying that then what is the difference between index and offset? We can take index only or say offset only. So why should we actually have different functions for this? Because offset actually confuses sometimes. As I told you, offset will take the reference, and then from this reference, say it is row number 0, then again it goes on, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and for column it says 0 and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But why do we have this index and offset? What is the difference? I'll show you. In index, I have the fixed table array. Let me go here. I'll just add some more records here. Just few more. Let's say till this 45 enough. And here we'll have some value. Let me make it something like this. Now if I go and check this, say here we'll say 45. I'll change this to 45th row. I'll get error. So what is this error? That we'll see in our next session. So I'm getting this error. I'm getting this error because in the table array what I've taken, I don't have 45th row. Let's go to offset and we'll do the same thing. Take this 45. and here let me go here and I'll mention 45. See, I'm getting the result here. Let's go back to index. So what is happening here is when I'm actually taking the value here, it is taking up to this table array what I've selected. So after that, it will not take the value. If I give 40, I'll get the result. But if I say 41, I'll not get, because 41 is out of range. If you want, I can just go here. I can select this like this. Now I'll get the result. Now if I change this to 45 also, I'll get the result. So when I go here, in offset, it's not like that. It is just a reference. From this reference point, you give any number, it will go on. Now suppose if I don't have the value, it will still not give error. It will just say 0. I don't have one more column here. If I go here, if I mention it as 2 here, see, it still gives 0. It will not throw error. The same thing if I go here. If I go here and say column 4 or say 3, see, again I'll get this error. So index and offset, you can decide which function I should use. If you know the fixed range, then go for index. If you don't know the fixed range, then you can go for offset. And again, there is no rule that you have to use index or you have to use offset. That is left to you. Now coming back to this VLOOKUP and Hlookup, again, if I have the value to be searched vertically, then I'll go and I'll use VLOOKUP. If I have a value to be searched horizontal, then I'll use Hlookup. Suppose if the value, say, which I'm looking for is not in the first column, as I told you, for VLOOKUP, the lookup value should be in the first column. Hlookup, the lookup value should be in the first row. If you feel that the data is not in the first column, which I'm looking for, then I can go for index or offset and get the result. So if you understand this table, complete lookup functions will be very, very simple. Again, I'll just brief it. We have 5 lookup functions. VLOOKUP, Hlookup will take the input as value and give the output as value. To search, it will look the complete table array. And here, mention this as well. The value should be in first column. The value should be in first row. For this, the value can be anywhere based on the index number. That is row index number, column index number. It will give me the output as value. To take it as input, that is to search, it will search. Index it will take as a table. Offset it will take a reference and then it will give me the result. Match will give me the index number. For any of these 4 functions, if I need index number, I can use this match, like what we did in this formula and this formula. Okay, so this is what we have in our lookup